Mobile Task Force Unit Alpha 1, Red Right Hand, reports directly to the O5 Council and was originally founded and created by O5-6. They perform secret operations that no one else, including other MTF units or even high-ranking site directors, can know about. Given that they report directly to the O5 Council, only the most loyal and specialized individuals are recruited to Alpha 1. All potential members of Alpha 1 are required to undergo participation in procedure Aurum Silkworm, in which SCP-5920 is used to view the prospective operatives' minds in order to see if they have any traumatic or dangerous thoughts or memories that could make them disloyal to the O5 Council. Alpha 1 is usually the task force deployed to an individual's location that is viewing content without the required clearance, such as a junior researcher looking through SCP-001 proposals.
FBI, open up!
Unit Alpha 1 also overlooks MTF Unit Epsilon 11, Nine-Tailed Fox, which I'll talk about later. MTF Unit Alpha 4, Pony Express, is composed of members posing undercover as employees for different shipping and packaging companies around the world in order to intercept anomalous items sent in the mail. Some speculate that the current CEO of UPS, Carol B. Tomei, is an undercover agent of Alpha 4. Unit Alpha 9, Last Hope, is a task force that is specifically composed of humanoid SCP entities. Yes, every member of Alpha 9 is an SCP, hence why the name Last Hope refers to these SCPs being the last hope of security due to an increase in the complexity of anomalous threats to the Foundation and the inherent weakness of humans to the anomalous. Oversought by Sophia Light, Alpha 9 carefully selects the humanoid SCPs that become operatives, as they cannot be too violent, unpredictable, or disloyal to the Foundation. These are the SCPs that are currently Alpha 9 operatives. Unit Beta 1, Cauterizers, primarily deals with identifying and combating possible spies from other hostile groups of interest, such as the Chaos Insurgency or Serpent's Hand, that have infiltrated the Foundation's ranks. Along with disposing of said spies, Beta 1 also works to mitigate any leakage of information from the Foundation's multiple databases. Unit Beta 2, Bayou Boys, as the name suggests, is stationed in and operates in the bayou of southern Louisiana. They are specifically trained with enacting anomalous operations in wetland or swamp environments. They routinely patrol and monitor SCP-4476, which is a small fishing village in Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, that is inhabited by a strange matriarchal society with weird growths all over their bodies that enact very strange religious ceremonies. MTF Unit Beta 4, Castaways, primarily monitors a non-Foundation organization called Wilson's Wildlife Solutions, which primarily studies and works to preserve anomalous fauna like SCP-3577 and SCP-3465. Unit Beta 7, Maz Hatters, deals with anomalies that have extreme chemical, biological, or radiological effects, as well as the cleanup involved when capturing them from the wild. These SCPs are usually in the form of super powerful or strange parasites or bugs, such as SCP-1280 and SCP-400. Beta 777, Hecate's Spear, specializes in combat based on thaumaturgy and rituals. They are currently based and operate mainly out of Site 91 in rural Yorkshire, England, which was made out of the old Eckhart family estate, and houses an extensive thaumaturgical library and research laboratory along with a xenobiology lab. Unit Gamma 4, Blondebeard's Crew, is at all times exclusively only staffed by 5 operatives and operates solely in no-gravity or vacuum environments. Due to this, they are based out of Lunar Area 32 on the Moon, where they study and contain anomalies such as SCP-3655 and SCP-3570. MTF Unit Gamma 4, Green Stags, primarily operates in containing anomalies in forested regions and other nature-based environments. They are heavily skilled in tracking, hunting, and recovering targets through dense woodlands. They operate primarily out of Site 44 in Foulness Island in Essex, England. The types of anomalies they are skilled in recovering and containing include entities such as SCP-6448, which is a species of sapient deer that are almost indistinguishable from regular deer, other than the fact that they like to walk around on their hind legs, along with other subtle differences. If you ever believe that you are interacting with an instance of SCP-6448, this is something that you should never forget. If you notice a deer that seems off, look away and ignore it. If it knows that you've noticed it, it's too late. If you hear your name, whistling, or something else in the woods calling for you, don't acknowledge it. Never acknowledge it exists, Don't respond, don't go looking for it, don't call back to it. If you're walking at night and you feel something breathing on your neck or whispering behind you, the key to your safety is pretending that everything is normal. Your survival is dependent on your ignorance. Gamma 5, Red Herrings, is tasked with preventing the spread of knowledge pertaining to SCPs in specific cases where the initial suppression attempt, such as disguising a facility containment breach as a government-owned nuclear reactor malfunction, fails and information regarding the Foundation reaches critical levels of public exposure. One of the main methods they use is the deployment of amnestics to civilians in order to wipe their memory of such critical information. Unit Gamma 6, Deep Feeders, specializes in containing and investigating oceanic and deep-sea anomalies. One example includes SCP-169, which is a marine arthropod that is 8,000 kilometers long that is currently sleeping in the Pacific Ocean. SCP-169 is so large that every few years when it breathes, it literally moves the geolocation of the archipelago on top of it by whole kilometers. MTF Unit Gamma 13, Asimov's Lawbringers, solely works on recovering and containing anomalies produced by Anderson Robotics, which is a private company deemed an enemy of the Foundation that creates and sells anomalies, primarily consisting of those related to AI, cybernetics, and robots. Unit Gamma 13 also frequently engages in raids on Anderson warehouses and shipping centers. Around 40 SCPs in Foundation custody are confirmed products of Anderson Robotics. Unit Delta 4, Minutemen, are a pretty well-rounded and non-specialized task force whose main purpose is being the first task force deployed to a scene, in which they usually establish the situation and communicate to other units as to what the specific threat is. Delta 5, Frontrunners, consists of a number of operatives who secretly infiltrate and extract anomalies and information from rival groups of interest, such as the Chaos Insurgency, Serpent's Hand, and the Global Occult Coalition. MTF Unit Delta 14, Winter Wonderland, specializes in operations in cold temperatures and snowy or glacial regions, such as the containment of SCP-5140, which is a culmination of hundreds of scattered corpses on Mount Everest, which, if touched by another human, will instantly freeze them and lead to their demise, turning them into another instance of SCP-5140. Unit Delta 45, Rolling Thunder, is a general task force not specifically assigned to any SCPs or unique phenomena, but rather just act as air support during Foundation missions, such as during containment breaches. MTF Unit Epsilon 6, Village Idiots, specialize in containing anomalies that are found in specifically rural and suburban environments. Interestingly enough, in the story of SCP-5000, Epsilon 6 is the task force that is seen undergoing a test for inoculated members by stabbing each member in the shoulder to test if they have a pain response, and thus are still human and need to be exterminated. Unit Epsilon 7, Forget-Me-Nots, consists of members posing undercover as high-ranking employees in pharmaceutical and chemical companies around the world, specifically focused on preventing research and discovery of mnestic drugs, which are the opposite of amnestic drugs, and effectively let you remember things that you had previously forgotten. Since the Foundation uses amnestics super often to block civilians' memories of containment breaches and other events they wish to keep hidden, a rival group with mnestic drugs to reverse these effects could cause chaos and a complete breach of secrecy. Epsilon 9, Fire Eaters, consists of operatives who are specifically trained to utilize incendiary weapons as well as execute operations within high-temperature environments. Mobile Task Force Unit Epsilon 11, Nine-Tailed Fox, is the primary MTF unit that deals with internal security, of course under Unit Alpha 1, who oversees them. They are frequently the first task force deployed to a site when a containment breach occurs. They are the most popular and widely known task force, appearing in SCP Containment Breach and SCP Secret Lab, deploying to Site 19 and Site 2, respectively. Unit Epsilon 13, Manifest Destiny, is based out of Site 81, which is a fake water treatment facility in Bloomington, Indiana. They're specifically trained to explore expansive unknown terrain, such as SCP-2935, which is a limestone cave near Joppa, Indiana, that is an anomalous portal to an exact replica of Earth from the year 2016, except that all life, including microscopic organisms, plants, animals, and humans, randomly ended on April 20th, 2016. MTF Unit Zeta 9 mole rats specialize in operating in areas underground, specifically those that have inconsistent topography, unstable spacetime, or non-Euclidean geometry. Eta 4 Begone Thoth is a unit entirely composed of seabirds that are affected by SCP-3095, which effectively makes them sentient and intelligent. Given their inherent undercovered nature, appearing as just normal seabirds, these birds primarily work in information collection, analysis, and intelligence. However, in rare cases they have been used in airborne combat. The leader of this avian unit, Dr. Frederick Heugel, literally has a PhD as a bird. Eta 5 Jaeger Bombers is a rapid response task force that is called in to track, capture, and contain large-scale aggressors, which are those over 30 meters in height. MTF Unit Eta 10 See No Evil specifically investigates anomalies in objects that are classified as visual cognitohazards or mimetic agents. Unit Eta 11 Savage Beasts are trained to deal with anomalies related to auditory or musical properties. Examples include SCP-498, which is a Koei brand RT-800 electronic alarm clock that goes off every 11 minutes. If not snoozed, the alarm will increase by 4 decibels every 10 seconds until the snooze button is pressed. It is theorized that if never pressed, the sound will continue to grow and will grow so loud that it will cause seismic activity and an end-of-the-world scenario. MTF Unit Eta 77, Spheres Within Spheres, is the unit associated with the Foundation's Department of Tactical Theology, which focuses on anomalies related to religion, such as holy relics, miracles, and paranormal cults. Unit Theta 4, Gardeners, primarily focuses on containing anomalies that are plants or plant-like. Unit Theta 5, the Bigger Boat, is a task force that specializes in anomalies that threaten marine vehicles. This could include military naval ships, civilian boats or yachts, and cargo ships. They are practically the SCP Foundation's Navy. For example, they assist in monitoring and containing SCP-1373, which consists of multiple instances of a bioengineered species of sharks with only one eye that acts as a laser. These sharks are currently present within the southern Atlantic Ocean and have not been successfully contained yet. MTF Unit Theta 90 Angle Grinders are trained to operate in locations that have non-Euclidean and anomalous geometry or topology. In this sense, they are similarly trained to Unit Zeta 9 Mole Rats, but have less of a specialization in underground operations. One example of an anomaly that the Angle Grinders work with is SCP-9001, which is the Berry-Langford set, which is similar to the Mandelbrot set. It's a simple mathematical algorithm that describes a fractal, or a never-ending pattern. While strange and interesting, it's not anomalous and has mathematical equations that back it up. However, what most people don't know is that the Berryman-Langford set is capable of producing fractals that can act as visual cognitohazards. Depending on which part of the set is viewed, the hazardous effects can vary. There are subliminal images which influence behavior without the subject knowing. There are images which can induce physical effects such as nausea or seizures, and there are also images that can induce intracranial aneurysms in the subject, which lead to an instant demise. Unit IOTA 10, Damn Feds, consists of dozens of Foundation agents who are secretly posing as various employees and operatives in multiple law enforcement and government agencies all over the world. They primarily work to deter local law enforcement, responding to incidents relating to containment breaches or SCP attacks in public areas, instead letting the Foundation take control.